And that, my friend, is why farts are always funny. And on to my next guest. Hey! So, I do have a living, breathing co host, as I have mentioned before. He does exist. I'm a real boy. So, this is Anthony. I am Joseph. We will see you again. You're watching this Sunday, 7 p.m. for our live premiere. We're doing another This Week in Comics. As you can see from the title of the show, this one's a little bit different. We're doing this weekend, next week as a kind of like a quarter semester in review. So we're going to go over the 10 best comic covers because I figure like the 10 best is fun, but it's going to be even better is the 10 worst we do next week. So that'd be awesome. I also found another insane book that somebody put up on eBay today for a crazy amount of money. So we could talk about, the potential return on investment and all that. So first things first, we are going to start with what the hot book of the week was. So I'm going to pop that up right here on this. Solid Blood 17. So Anthony, listen to this. So Anthony's the Twitch video game community expert and doesn't know a ton about comics. I don't know anything about that. Dude, so Image came out with this book out of nowhere. It's issue number 17. There is no 1 through 16. Do you remember the Bill Cosby movie that came out years ago that was like something the third? Dude, it worked for that movie, right? So what the company did was whoever ordered a certain book that they were really pushing, however many books they ordered, they sent these to them. I think they sent them to them at no cost. So, like, because this year, comic shops and like were hit really hard financially. It's like really bizarre that like all these comics are being dropped without any like knowledge. Like there was the Hero Trade, that book that I sold for hundreds of dollars. Right, that was a $3 book that just appeared in comic shops, and most comic shop owners just tossed it because it was just like people were trying to push. But then it turned out that it was like a super hot book. So that's this too was totally unannounced. Bunch of shops got it. It's a $4 book and it's selling on eBay for typically $20 just because shops only got it if they ordered a separate book months ago. No, this is 17. 17 is the first one. It's no, it's a comic book that's was made in an alternate universe, I believe. I got it. I got mine right here. I don't understand it, but I'm not gonna try to. I don't know. It's just something else that's like kitschy for them to do. I don't know. It's working, I guess. There's only one left when I was there the other day. Dude, I don't understand this world we're living in anymore. So that's the comic of the week, right? So we did not predict it last week because honestly, I don't know what's happening with these comics being dropped left and right, and then which ones are good that you want to spec on that you can flip for some money, which ones are just straight bogus, right? Like yesterday. Yeah, so it was 3.99. So on Wednesday they came out and they had probably like 20 of them. And then yesterday I had to grab a couple bags and boards, and they had one left, so I grabbed it. And because I didn't know, I just thought people can just pick it up. I didn't think it was a big deal, but and you couldn't FOC it. And FOC is the final order cutoff. That's when you order comics at like the last second. You get them typically for like a percentage off. So you couldn't do that with this book because it just dropped out of nowhere. So there's only a limited supply. Again, supply and demand. Will anybody care about this book in another week? You never know. Yeah, so I don't know what they plan on doing with this. Oh, there's an advertisement on the back. Let me unbag this. For another comic, I know I got this awesome green screen behind me. It's Kick Fight issue 9. So I think they're just promoting books that aren't going to come out ever. Because kick fight number 9 is not a thing. There's no 1 through 8. All right, listen, you're too excitable right now, okay? We need to calm down, you maniac. All right, so let's just get straight into it. I think we're both excited to talk about the top 10 comics that we chose. Originally, it was going to be for the quarter. Quarter's 3 months. We went 4 months just to finish out the year. Started in September. We went back, went on previews, went on DC Connect, just looked to see what was available that you could order. So there's no retailer incentives. There's no trade covers because those are insane in every store. So do you know what a trade is for the trade press releases? That's when so there can be a store like let's say like Midtown Comics can do like a Midtown Comics exclusive cover. So that means that that cover is only available through that store, and they have some type of deal with an artist. So they are going to make this book that like you can get this book anywhere, but this one cover may be limited to like 500. Yeah, exclusive to them. So, dude, if it's like a super popular book, there might be like 30 different covers of it. Like, dude, there was a Snake Eyes that was done a few months ago. There's 36 different covers for it. Yes. Unreal. It's huge. Not typically, no, because it's just an oversaturation. Like, how would it? You know what I mean? It don't make no sense. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make us a little bit bigger. I'm gonna make this bigger. All right. So let's go straight to it. We don't want to make these videos too long, right? So we talk about every week. Make them short and sweet. You can watch your 3-hour comic book videos elsewhere. Let's go. Boom. Straight to it. So if you've ever seen the show, what's that show on the food? You ever seen the show? What's that show? it's it's the one on the Food Network where it's Cutthroat Kitchen. All right, so they talk about the people go through all this stupid bullshit that nobody ever goes through in a kitchen ever, and then they make them make these meals, and the judge comes out at the end and he goes, "Okay, does it look like? Does it taste like a steak? Does it look like a steak? Does it remind me of a steak?" Right. So that's what we're doing with these comics. So does this cover? We're only looking at the cover. I do not care what's inside it. Anthony doesn't care what's inside it. It's does the cover tell a story? I like that you're shaking your head. Is it executed well? And would it stand out in a crowd, right? Because we all know when you go to whether it's New Comic Book Day or if you're looking at the back issues, like some books stand out and some just are like flat muted. So these are the 10 that we thought met that criteria. And as you'll see next week are the 10 that we thought were the furthest thing from it. Dude, straight to it. Interject, please. Yeah, it's very disappointing too when you get a comic that has a great cover and then the interior art sucks. You're like, what the hell is this? It's like a bait and switch. Like, did they replace somebody? God. All right. So number 10, again, this is September through December, something that anybody could have ordered, whether it was through FOC or it was through your previews magazine. So these were available to everybody. So number 10, I have, what is that? That's the Wolverine X of Swords. That is Wolverine, I want to say 6. Yeah, it's Adam Kubert. It's the one that was released October 7th, and that is a Marvel book. And Anthony, you picked Blazes the Cimmerian. Do you want to talk about that for 20 seconds? Do do you feel like you're looking in a mirror sometimes? And by alternate universe, you mean long hair. That's a difference. Okay. So, somewhere in that dang old thing. Dude, and so Wolverine again does tell a story. It just reminds you of the pictures of Wolverine. I know in some previous comics, he's always getting arrows in the back. It's just awesome. X of Swords sucks. It's way too convoluted. It's way too complicated. I read a few of them. Sweet mother of pearl. I don't know how the hell these comic book writers come up with these complicated stories, but they did, and it's an awesome cover regardless. Boom, number 9. Daniel Warren Johnson, his Immortal She-Hulk, which is a one-shot. That is, I think, the C or D cover. There's a few variants on this. That one is awesome. I actually don't really care for Daniel Warren Johnson's art, but it definitely stands out. The strong use of green, the strong use of red, the strong use of black. I love all three of those put together. It tells a story, and it's something that you want to immediately pick up and go through. And throughout all the other covers, there was an Empire tie-in cover. Nothing pulls you as much as this awesome, brutal looking cover. And then we have the Marvel Snapshots X-Men Alex Ross cover. What are you gonna say? Shooting is what? What are you gonna say? I like that they went with the pink background too, man. Like, who knew that would work? Dude, it's all, yeah. And then, so let me go to the transition to the live feed here. Something I want to talk about is that's an Alex Ross cover. Alex Ross did a ton of covers for I mean, I think he did like 32 different covers for different Marvel books, doing classic painting covers of Black Panther to a Cyclops original. We didn't add any of those covers in there. I feel like Alex Ross is like so good, but it almost gets like lost in the sauce. So like, you see this cover right of the Cyclops one, like that's dope. It's an action shot, but Anthony, he has these still paintings of all these characters and how they looked in like the 60s, 70s, 80s, which is just as amazing artistically. But it's just a still shot with a white background, and he did it for like 30 different covers. So they're awesome, but like again, like they start blending together, and I feel like also like we didn't want to have a top 10 of Alex Ross painting. We want a top 10 of like these different types of covers. Thoughts? Noise. Dude, this. Listen, man, I got my mic. One of these days, I'll get a camera and a computer with enough CPU and RAM. What's those do things, right? To do some damage. So this Vampirilla is a Faster Pussycat homage. It's awesome. It's Russ Meyer homage. It says it on there by Butcher Billy. I've never heard of this artist. That Vampirilla, let me look it up for you right now because I want to say that is number 15 cover C. It came out the end of November. That cover is awesome. A lot of Vampirilla covers are painted Parios. There's very painterly, very well done. But this one just is sick. It's just like a poster. It just really brings you back to that like American classical traditional type of tattooing style also with this awesome. And then we have Spawn, the Chadwick Boseman homage cover. Go ahead. Dude, so look, not to make light of the situation, but could you imagine how amazing of a cover Todd McFarlane would draw if Michael Jai White left us too soon? Yeah. Yeah. Sleep on it, dream about it, and we'll discuss tomorrow. Do What's crazy is that so Spawn is Image, and Chadwick Boseman was obviously in all those Marvel movies, and that Image did a better tribute cover for an actor that was known for Marvel movies than Marvel did. Deep thoughts. Deep thoughts. Boom. 7. Sea of Sorrows, awesome cover, sweet use of black, minimalistic, but it tells the story that you want to tell. It's about a deep water. It looks like it's exploration and horror themed. You can tell it all through the cover. I love it. Yeah, dude, I love that cover too, man. That cover is super dope, and I want to see who. I think it was Derek Chu. I want to say Derek Chu did that cover. It was one of many because there's always 1,000 different covers with any Dynamite book. Let me see. Yeah, it was Derek Chu. That book came out in the beginning of December. The cover's awesome. It's same thing with like the minimalistic look, right? Like Sea of Sorrows pops. Same thing with like the pink pinkini. Ooh, there you go. Six. Okay. So we got to talk about this. We weren't able to talk about this last week, which was a real bummer. So my sixth best comic cover is one that you hate the most. Can you speak on Lonely Receiver, number four? Hold on. Yes. Wait, the list or just this one? I have a degree in art, I'll have you know. No, you can swear. Maybe it's a dramedy. Who knows? Maybe it'll make you laugh like a Sandra Bullock movie that you don't want to admit, like The Proposal with Ryan Reynolds. Did you ever think about that, Mister? All right, that is number six. Oh, go ahead. You picked Lady Death, American Blasphemy. Honestly, number one. Which half? That is a Matt Murhoff cover. I've never heard of this artist, but that is Lady Death Blasphemy Anthem number one. And then I picked Lonely Receiver number four by Jen Hickman. I think it's awesome. I talked about it last week. Check out that video if you want to hear more about that. Let's go to five. Oh, we're starting to see some familiarity, huh? Familiarity. Sacred Six, again, Derek Chu. That is I did notice on second look that her right hip is gigantic. Uh, yeah, but well, to the point that like it doesn't. It just kind of looks bizarre in that respect. However, I'm nitpicking. That is an awesome, awesome cover, as was spoken about earlier. So I'll let you have that time to talk about the other history of the DC universe, which is a sick, sick cover. So, so that's Black Lightning. And the other history in the DC universe is it's going over Black Lightning's history, basically as like a black guy superhero, and how he just has goes about his day and and it was written by John Ridley, who did he direct 12 Years a Slave? So he's a pretty prolific director. Yeah, yeah, that is an awesome cover. And then hold on, dude. Here's the people who made that cover: Giuseppe Camuncoli and Andrea Ciucci. on November 24th. I wonder if Andre is a man or a woman. Jizupi, especially Jizupi. Is that a pasta brand? A Jizupi. 4. All right. I picked the Marked, but that was Brian Hildebrand. I don't know who made the Marked. Let me see. I wrote down here. Image. Oh, Image. That came out in middle of November. Brian Haberlin. Mr. Haberdash. So that is just an awesome cover. I put in the one with the there's a Virgin also. I put the one with the title in and everything just to show you guys, but it's a awesome cover. I don't know what the comic is about, but again, does it tell you a story? Yes. Is it well executed? Yes. And does it make me want to pick it up? And does it stand out? I mean, absolutely. I think even if you compare this to my 5 through 10, right, you can see why this one's 4 because I think it stands out a little bit more. Go ahead with your nullified Spider-Man. No, you pictures. No, no, no. No, no, no. Yeah, that's one would hope. One would hope. So that I think is Inyuk Lee, by the way. I want to say who the artist is. I think it's Inyuk Lee. And so Nullified, Null is a villain in. He's like the big villain right now in Marvel. And so a bunch of covers are coming out that are nullified. So the character of whether it's like Conan the Barbarian or it's Miss Marvel, they're nullified covers. I actually think Null is like way overdone, and but I do think this cover is pretty cool. It's like Venomized. It's like Venom, but it's Null. Yeah, there's a lot. I want to say there's a Amazing Spider-Man cover too. Um, there's the X-Men one. I think is Storm. So yeah, there's a bunch of them. You like more G, dude? What are you talking about? You like Adventure Time comics? You like Adventure Time comics? you know, you need a buffer, man. It can't all be blood and guts. Am I white? 3. Oh, okay. The other history of the DC universe. I spoke so highly of it because I agree. There was another cover. This was cover A. There was a variant, and then there was a foil version of that variant. This is by far the best cover, though, dude. Like, I don't know why you even need to make a variant if this is your main cover. It's just awesome. The lightning coming off of his sleeve, the like 70s collar that he has, dude. It's awesome, and I love the fact that you picked this Spider-Man as your number 3 because I would walk right past this, dude. I have like no interest in this. Yeah, yeah. Hold on, hold on. I want that reaction again. Yeah, it's just a dude walking on a puddle. Sell it to me. Sell it to me. Mm-hmm. so here. so it's almost nothing. do you remember in the Dark Knight when the fake Batmen are like, "Who are you to judge?" and he's like, "Go home." That's what this fat Spider-Man looks like to me. Like he's like that Batman ripoff, and then Spider-Man's looking at him like, "What?" So when you say it like that, it does make sense. I do like talking about this one a little bit more because it just threw me off, but it does stand out of a crowd when you say it like that. Like not maybe artistically, but more like it's very different than all the other covers in that respect. Like competitive eating. You got ideas. All right, we got about 5 minutes left. Let's hurry this up. Two. All right, so for two, I have the Amazing Spider-Man 55, which as of this recording actually hasn't come out yet. It's coming out on the 25th, I want to say. Yes, no, the 20th. It's Patrick Gleason's cover of The Last Remains. I think this is going to be a very big cover. I think this is like Detective Comics 880 or Amazing Spider-Man 700, which is to a lesser degree, but it's a very recognizable cover of just a regular issue. I think this is going to be big, and it's very well executed with just black and white, but I think it's awesome. And then this is just black and white. We go to The Prisoner, which is just red and like a dark, dark navy blue violet, and I think that's a good use of color also. I thought it was paint. I hate these paint cans. Yeah, it definitely stands out. That's a Source Point Press book, so that's a independent. That's a way smaller company. So it's cool to see in our top two that we have a small company in here. And I don't know the artist's name who did that, but I think that's awesome too. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that Prisoner. Let's go to number one. And I've seen your number one, and I gotta say I'm a big fan. It wasn't in my top 10, but I want to talk about your number one first. I think Hawkman doesn't know how to do a bad cover. These Hawkman had the best covers. That cover is amazing. It didn't make my top 10. Just I think I had a different reason for all the ones I picked, but that is an amazing cover. I'd say it's one of the best covers of the year. Even though again it wasn't in my top 10, but it's awesome. Hawkman. Yeah, I agree. Do you want to grab your golden hawk helmet and put it on real fast so we can see? All right, I'm excited for it. Also, it's the final issue. It's 27, and that is an awesome cover. So, like 27, like I can do 27. If it was the final issue and it was like 149, I'm not reading 149 issues. But 27, like, okay, this is a dope issue. I might go through it and it'll like have that effect of like, okay, I'll go back the last 2 years and see what Hawkman consisted of because it's that awesome. All right, and then you see mine, which is something that was brought up before, Lady Death. I talked about it last week because it just came out. This cover. Hold on, I'm staring at it. What'd you say? it was hypnotizing. How long have you been recording? Where are we? Dude, this cover, the use of black, white, especially with Lady Death, like how light it is with the very light blue garments, like everything about this is just like insane to me. And I guess I mentioned before Matt Murhoff did this for Coffin Comics. Oh, so I mentioned actually I'm getting sidetracked here, so you got to keep me on track a little bit. So I mentioned the small publisher. It's pretty cool that we have one more in our top two. We have Marvel, Source Point Press, and then we have Coffin Comics and DC. Uh, so we really hit kind of all over the place just to show that we don't, we do. Hold on, where's the live cam? We do our homework here, okay? We're not some two-bit dude. I'm currently in the clouds of Asgard. This is this is our third episode, and we're finally starting to understand how computers work. You're just a damn fool. Back to number one. Yeah, just the use of color, the detail, the position, the way that the anatomy is, everything about it's awesome. The gray and the whites in the hair, the strands going off. That's just by far the best cover I've seen in the since September. Since September. Also, also, what are your thoughts on that third pick of his? Top three. What do you think about that? Maybe we could throw that in. A few punks. I think my wife is watching that movie with that Sam guy who's not in any movies anymore. He was in Terminator Salvation, and then he just wasn't in movies anymore. Who can guess this? All right, look, we've seen some amazing art, but this is speechless. So, dude, don't be giving hints away. So, we are still running this free comic. Uh, what do we got here? I got it right next to me. Dude, it's Amazing Heroes 115, the swimsuit edition. Wonder Woman and a beached shark. Dude, put your guesses in. Well, it didn't come out September. It actually came out April 15th of an undetermined year. Mm-hmm. Dude, look at this. So typically, oh, let me change the screen. So typically, I complain about these comics to myself. Okay. So it's good that I have you to talk to. So I want to do a comparison here. So there's different. Am I going here? There's different grading companies, and for the different grading companies, you have CGC, CBCS, PGX are like the big ones, and PGX is a very distant third place. And then you have second place, which is typically CBCS, although they're getting more and more legit. And I think it's just kind of people are used to CGC. Unfortunately, that's why they don't give CBCS more credit, which they definitely deserve. But I'm talking all that because look at these comparisons. So all three of these books are signed by Stan Lee. They're all Fantastic Four number 48, which is the first Galactus and first Silver Surfer. Dude, this butthole in the middle went to the worst grading place, got an 8.0, and this butthole wants $15,000 for it. And 17 people are watching it. I hope these 17 people are just waiting for somebody stupid to bite on it. Dude, look above it. So like it's a 7.0. So the way that the grades are in this range, when we're talking 7 to 8, 7.0, then it goes 7.5, then 8.0. So like there is a difference between 7.0 and 8.0, but you're talking about threefold, and it's a lesser grading company. So dude, you could no you oh, I was gonna say you could crack this and send it to CBCS because it's already signed. CGC won't accept the signature, but CBCS will because they have a relationship with Bennett. But Beckett. But then you have this other one that's a 9.2 for 10,000. So, dude, you're saving $5,000 and you're getting one that's way better by a more legitimate company. Who the hell is buying that one in the middle? Blows my mind, dude. Yeah, just compare. I mean, like there are definitely some that are worth like a ton because of how rare they are, what they signify, and all that. But when you could do an easy comparison like that, like it's just. But what drives me crazy, dude, is when people charge shipping and handling or shipping for a book. They'll charge like $10. Dude, on my first episode, I was talking about these comics that somebody was selling for $1 million, right? It was four comics, these four X-Men comics that are really easy to find, selling for $1 million, and they were charging $10 shipping. Dude, eat the shipping, you cock. The profit margin's getting a ding. That's how they're making their money, is just purely off shipping at this point. They're sending it media mail for $3.50 and they're making $7. Dude, if they offer like 10% off, that's 100,000. That yeah. That's like a down payment on a house that you're saving. Maybe it came from Nicolas Cage's fortune, his comic book collection. All right, so next week we're gonna go and do the worst covers of the week. So it's gonna be similar to this. We'll go over what comic was hot for the week, and then save your Christmas money. We're not going over what you should buy because honestly, when something like Solid Blood is dropping like it is, you don't know right now. But it was good to have Sir Anthony with us and to get this thing kind of going. And we want to continue this trend. So guys, comment, like, subscribe, and we'll kind of get this ship righted, and we'll upgrade my computer that way. Thanks. Godspeed.